Hmm? What's your name? Prahlada. Oh. Yeah, pardon me? Yesterday. Yeah, yeah. Only 3 came, so I remember. Came, and I guess this one's not coming today. He's with his mom. Different place. In a different.
He's just helping to move furniture. They have to go pick it up and bring it home.
Good boy. Helping his mother. You can leave something open. Leave that one open. It's okay. Leave it. Oh, I see the sound. Oh, the sound. Oh, I see what you mean. From the sound of the rain. Okay. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare. Better over here. I can't see what I'm. Okay. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Yeah, it should stop raining, so it won't be bad. Oh, there's Monique. I think so. We can give her some paper. Hare Krishna. Welcome. Jaya Radha Madhavam Kunja Bihari Jaya Bihari Gopi Janabala Giri Bharatari Gopi Janabala Giribharatari Yasodanandana Rajajananshana Yashanandana Rajajananshana Shamanatira Vanachari Shamanatira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Jaya Mishpat Paramahansa Shakata Ashudara Shishima Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Jai. All glories to the Assam devotees. All glories to the Assam devotees. All glories to the Assam devotees. All glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga. Wakam karadi vachalam pangam lankate girim yakivatam tamam vande Shri Guru tinatarinam. Om Gyana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshuminitam Yena Dasamaya Shri Gurave Namaha. So I'd like to welcome you to the second day of our seminar on prayers of Prahlada Maharaj. You can look at your paper, which says, it should be the top paper, but maybe not, flip chart outline, because this will just review what we talked about yesterday. And so Prahlada, in case you don't know, he's a 5-year-old boy, but he was abused by his father. His father tried to kill him so many ways. So Lord Nrsimhadev came and he protected him, he killed his father and saved his life. So after that, he is praying. Everyone, the demigods from the higher planets, they could not stop the anger of Nrsimha. But Prahlada, now he's praying. And first, he starts with humility. I'm just born in a demon family, and you're all great devotees. How can I pacify you? But you can look here, verses 9 to 12, why he is confident the Lord will hear his prayers, and why we should be confident that the Lord will hear our prayers. That Lord is not satisfied by material opulence. Doesn't matter what family you come from, if you're engaged in devotional service, you can save your whole family. We heard about that yesterday. If you do service for Krishna, your generations, 4 generations after, are liberated. And then Krishna just wants our love, that's all. And just by chanting and hearing, we can release him. In 13, 14, he's pacifying his anger. And now the demon is killed, now no need to be angry anymore. And then 15, Prahlada says he's not afraid, no Lord Nrsimhadev, but he is afraid of bad association. That can bring him down. So he's afraid of that. But then about the remedies, verses 17 to 19, we heard how the remedies are worse than the disease. And we might have experienced that. That's why devotional service is better. So he just wants devotee association, because without Krishna, all the remedies are impermanent. So we're going to hear today, why should we surrender to Krishna? We heard yesterday Krishna and his energy are everything, and 21, hopeless entanglement without Krishna's shelter. So we're going to start with verse 21. You don't have this verse. We have only one verse together today, and I'll tell you when. So I'll just tell you this verse 21, no, we did that yesterday. 22 is about time. Prahlada says, I'm being crushed by time. Maybe, I don't know if anybody else here is being crushed by time, but when you get old, you do get crushed by time. It's very, we hear in Bhagavatam that the sun is rising and setting, taking away the life of everyone, but one who is engaged in hearing and chanting about Krishna. Our life is not being taken away. So right now, you're protected from time as long as you stay in this class, because the sages of Naimisharanya have invited Yamaraj, Lord of Death, to Bhagavatam class. And as long as you stay in this class, you will not die, because he's here with us, not out to get us, but to hear. He likes to hear Krishna Katha. So time, yes. We see the students, they're being crushed by time. Yeah, I was giving a class at the village, and there was one lady, I'm doing my PhD, I wish it was over. I wish it was finished. She was being crushed by time. And so that is a problem, and that's why we should surrender to Krishna, because we won't be crushed by time anymore. And so then in verse 23, this is another reason why we should surrender is because everything is temporary here. The only eternal life is with Krishna in the spiritual world. So if you want to experience what it means to be temporary, just go to the earthquake zone. And I was there at Christ Church, and I saw a video, and within 45 seconds, the whole city was finished, crushed to the ground in an earthquake. 45 seconds. So I was there, and I was, it was like 2:30 in the morning. I woke up, and all of a sudden, this big, huge crash. Oh my God, it's an earthquake. My computer will fall on the ground. I should have thought of Krishna, but instead, I was worried about my computer. But anyway, and then again, I was just going to sleep at 9:30 at night, and I was hearing like 4 kids in the house. But they're making so much noise running across the ceiling above me. But then the whole house started to sway back and forth. And I said, uh-oh, it's not the kids. That's an earthquake. If you're in a wooden house, it won't crash. But if you are in a brick house, it crashes to the ground. We have one more new person here. Thank you. So we're talking about why we should surrender to Krishna. And time is crushing us, and the second thing is that everything is temporary. When I was in Christ Church, we have 2 more people here, one here and one over there, out there. Oh, there's another one here. Here comes 2 more. Yes, Sajani and Nandu. Daksha. And so if you want to know what it feels like to be temporary, I was in this earthquake zone. The whole city was finished. There was only dirt roads. And they had a speed limit sign. 30, temporary. 40, temporary. 20, temporary. You really felt like it's temporary here. You don't have to be in the earthquake zone to know that. Here, everything is also temporary. Srila Prabhupada was on a morning walk, and he saw a sign, detour. Temporary inconvenience, permanent improvement. And Prabhupada said, permanent inconvenience, temporary improvement. So that's how we see it, and that's how devotees see it. That you try to improve things here, but it's just practically impossible. And there is one very famous actor, Arnold Schwarzenegger, in my time, and he was Mr. Universe. He was the governor of California, and there was one hotel who made a big statue of him, and he could stay free any time. But after he lost his position as governor, he couldn't stay in the hotel anymore, and he made a statement. He came with his sleeping bag and slept outside on the road next to his big statue. That how temporary it is this. Yeah, and there was another one just in 2022, bodybuilder, Mr. Universe. But then he died of COVID at a very young age, before 30. He was 20-something. So yeah, it's really, really temporary. And you can't experience it here. And that's why we should surrender to Krishna. And also because of time, we're being crushed by time. I think it's not just the old people. Of course, for me, I can see it, I go to the beach. And after I go to the beach, I look in the mirror, another wrinkle, oh dear. But I look in the mirror and I say, I'm not this body. I'm very happy about that. I'm not the body. I'm 16 years old in the spiritual world. So yeah, we have to get to that point where we realize who we really are eternally. And so then Prahlada says, we're on the prayers, Prahlada. And you can follow, this is a flip chart, and it tells kind of what's happening. This is verse 22, crushed by time, 23, everything finished. 24, therefore we should become servant of the servant of Krishna. So, so Srila Prabhupada, we have the most wonderful servant of Krishna. And what we experience is that he is more merciful than Krishna. Can anybody tell me how or why? Why do we say Prabhupada or the servant is more merciful than Krishna? Why do we say that? The servant is more merciful than Krishna. How can we say? Anybody know why do we say that? I can tell you why. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, don't preach to the non-devotees. And the Prabhupada says, yes, but it's okay, we have open class even for the non-devotees. Anyone can come to class. So Prabhupada, otherwise, where would the devotees come from? We're all non-devotees in Kali Yuga. He was when he came to New York, Boston, he looked at the people, he said, this is hopeless. Krishna, you can do it. If you want, you can save these people. But then he said something very wonderful. Prabhupada said, I desire they be liberated. And that's why we're here. He desired that if a devotee desires something, it must be fulfilled. So now, verse 25 is about, there's no happiness here. So if you're trying for it, we'll see what it's like. Prahlada says, in this material world, everyone desires future happiness, which is exactly like a mirage in the desert. Where's water in the desert? Or in other words, where's happiness in this material world? So, have you ever experienced a mirage, like on the road in front of you? It looks like there's water. It's like steaming. And then you see, and what happens when you go closer to that water? It moves ahead. You keep going to the mirage, it keeps moving ahead. Happiness in this world is like that. You go to it, but it moves ahead. And so therefore, don't worry if you can't get happiness in this world. You can get happiness from Krishna, and that's really the only way you can get happiness. And so that is another reason why we should surrender to Krishna. He'll help us to be happy. Now the last verse 26 is a very wonderful reason. Oh, I forgot to tell you something about this world. You know, one more thing before we go on to the good one. So Yudhishthira Maharaj, 5,000 years ago, he was asked the question, what is the news? What's the news? Everyone know what the news is? The news is that we're all in a gigantic frying pan. We're all being fried in this world. And some of us are well done, and some of us are completely fried. And you don't have to wait till old age to get completely fried. There are many young people who are completely fried. So, and the cook is time, and the sun is the fire, and the days and nights are the fuel. And that's how people are being cooked. And if you look at the news, it won't be much different. The people are suffering like anything in this material world. So, now again, verse 26 is a very, very good reason why we should surrender to Krishna. So that's another reason, no happiness here. But if we connect with Krishna, we can really be happy. We can be happy. And happiness is here as devotees of Krishna. So then, so verse 26, Prahlada says, "O Lord, I was born in a demonic family. What is my position? And you gave me your causeless mercy." You can give one to her. You gave me your causeless mercy. So, you never put your lotus hand on Lakshmi or Brahma or Shiva, but you put it on my head. So, there is this word, and it is causeless. What is the meaning of causeless? Who can tell me? What is the definition of causeless? So we're getting causeless mercy. What is the actual meaning of causeless? Yeah?
We don't deserve it.
We don't deserve it, but we get it. Aren't we fortunate? We're getting something we don't deserve, and you don't get that in this world. Only in spiritual life. You get something you don't deserve, and we're completely freed from our karma. Whatever happens to us is given to us by Krishna, and the suffering is reduced. So we're so fortunate. So then, again, we're on this chart here. Verse 27, the level of service determines how much mercy we get. We're talking about mercy. So Krishna's like a desire tree. Desire tree doesn't look, this one gets the mercy, this one doesn't. He just gives. So Krishna, Lord Chaitanya is like that. And so, yes, if we do surrender to Krishna, you will get so much mercy. Now we are going to go to verse 28, and this is on your verse sheet. On the back of you have 2 pages, and this is on the back, and it's the top verse, 7, 9, 28. So I will read one line, and you can repeat after me. So most of you, it will be on page 4, I would say. So 7, 9, 28. Evam janani patitam prabhavahi kupe. Evam janani patitam prabhavahi kupe. Kama pikamam anuya prapadam vasanga. Kama pikamam anuya prapadam vasanga. Kritvat masat sarashina bhagavan grihita. Kriva asasarashina bhagavan grihita. Soham patana visije talavi yasevam. Soham patana visije talavi yasevam. My dear Lord, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, because of my association with material desires, one after another, I was gradually falling into a blind well full of snakes, following the general populace. But your servant, Narada Muni, kindly accepted me as his disciple and instructed me how to achieve this transcendental position. Therefore, my first duty is to serve him. How can I leave his service? So here, Srila Prabhupada has said that Prahlada Maharaj is a Shaktivesh avatar, actually, of Smaranam. We have 9 processes, devotional service. So he is an incarnation of remembering Krishna. Now, here he is. He's face to face with Nrsingadev. So what does he say? Okay, my Lord, here we are together. What shall I do for you? No. He said, what can I do for my Guru, Narada Muni? He said, I want to serve your servant. What service can I do for your servant? So, and another thing we hear here is about the senses. Senses are like snakes. They can bite us at any time if we're not careful. Here in the farm, it's pretty safe, but if you go out there, you can get bit very easily. See something, oh, what's that? Or, you hear something, some music that attracts you, or you maybe even eat something that's not prasadam. So, yeah, it's a dangerous world. But we don't have a problem because by the grace of Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda, we have something to break the fangs of our snake-like senses. So yes, we can do that by eating prasadam, by doing devotional service, using our hands for Krishna. So yes, that's one of my friends. She came to Vrindavan. A lot of people come to Vrindavan to leave their bodies. So she had multiple sclerosis, means the muscles just deteriorate and you can't really do anything. So she came, it took her 20 years to leave her body. Most people, a few days, few weeks, 20 years. So she was suffering for 20 years and sometimes she didn't have the strength to put her hand in her bead bag to chant. But she was listening to lectures, she was hearing things. So that was good for her. And just before she left her body, she had a vision that she was walking on the path back to Godhead. And next to her was Srila Prabhupada. And on both sides of the path, people were criticizing her. Oh, no, she can't go, she's a woman. No, she didn't chant her rounds properly. No, she didn't go to the temple every day. They were all criticizing her. And then in her vision, Srila Prabhupada turned to these people and he said, it's okay, she's with me. So we have to stick with Prabhupada. Don't go here and there. Be faithful to Srila Prabhupada and he will take us. And then after that, on both sides of the path, the people started praising her and saying, oh, she's fortunate. Oh, wow. she's going and we're not. So, yeah, and Prabhupada has promised, according to Dino Bandhu, my godbrother, and according to His Holiness Jayapataka Maharaj, in a class in Los Angeles, Srila Prabhupada said, if you chant your 16 rounds without offense, follow the 4 regulative principles, I will take you back to Godhead. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. So that's our guarantee, is Prabhupada. We must follow him. So, now, I'm going to ask you a question, because this is a seminar. Why is it better to be servant of the servant than to serve Krishna directly?
Because Krishna doesn't give us bhakti directly, he gives us bhakti through those who have bhakti.
Okay, Krishna gives bhakti through the devotee. Okay, pass it to the back. Can we have somebody back there?
Krishna Mataji, we are not qualified to serve Lord.
Okay, we're not qualified to serve the Lord. Okay, so therefore we go through the servant. And it's all Prabhupada's service, but we're just helping him out. In Alachua Temple, where I visit during the year, they have an announcement after greeting the deities. They pick up a sheet and said, "Let us hear which devotees have helped their spiritual master dress the deities today." So that's how they make the announcement. Who has helped their spiritual master today to dress the deities? It's not like we're doing it. We're serving the servant. And so this is, yes. Okay, and we heard another reason, which I said devotee is more merciful than Krishna. That's why it's good to be servant of the servant. Now, what's another reason why we should serve? It's better to be servant of the servant. Yeah, microphone.
I think Prabhupada said that, if you love or if you serve his devotees, his servant, that pleases Krishna more.
More, yeah.
Like Prabhupada said, if you love me, love my dog.
Love my dog. Love me, love my dog. And that's why he tells us often in lectures, it's good to be a dog of a devotee. So we're Prabhupada's dogs, all of us. We're following him. Any other reason why is it better to be servant of the servant and to serve Krishna directly? Any other reason why? Why is it good? Yeah?
Because it's more accessible.
More accessible. Yeah. We can talk to, it's hard to talk to Krishna. You can, of course we pray. And we chant. That's how we talk to him. And sometimes we get a reply. We always get a reply. But we may not recognize it. It may come in such a way that we think, is this the reply I was looking for? It might be something different. Good. Any other reasons why? Yes.
Because it shows our surrender.
Yeah, humility, surrender. It shows, it's humility that we are serving. We are happy to serve the servant. That's how it is in the spiritual world. Everyone's serving the servant. So that's why we got to train up to go there. We have to train up how to be servant of the servant. Okay. Any other reasons? Somebody? Oh, okay. Sajjan.
Another reason could be that if we're serving Krishna directly, we might not know how to serve Krishna directly.
Yeah, we don't know how.
So we need to be taught from people that have the knowledge.
Right. So the servant trains us how to serve Krishna. We get the training. Yeah. Anybody else? Somebody had their hand up? Oh, it's over there? Oh, okay. Daksha.
Kind of like what Julian was saying, like my personal experience right now, like if we're not able to see another devotee who is practicing properly, we think, we have no hope. How am I supposed to chant my 16 rounds? How am I supposed to do it at the end of my life? But when you serve the devotees, you think, oh no, this devotee is so advanced, he's doing it, I have some hope. if he's finding some relish, he's relishing
Oh,
it, then
okay.
I can relish it too.
So if you're serving a devotee and he's happy with you, then there's hope. That is our hope. That is our hope, to serve the devotee and make the devotee happy. And if you make the devotee happy, that makes Krishna happy. Okay, any other reasons why is it better to be servant of the servant? Another reason is, you serve the Guru, then you serve all the Gurus up to Krishna. You get so many blessings. 35 instead of 1. Parampara, it goes up and the blessings come down. Your service goes up, blessings come down, and you get so many more blessings. Okay, any other reasons why? Anybody? No. Okay. So now, in the next verse 29, which you do not have, so no use to look for it, is that another reason why it's better to serve the servant. So Prahlada says, "Oh my Lord, you have killed my father, Hiranyakashipu, and saved me from his sword." He had said very angrily, "If there's any supreme controller other than me, let him save you. I shall now sever your head from your body. Therefore, I think both in saving me and in killing him, you have acted just to prove true the words of your devotee. There is no other cause." So the next reason why it's better to serve the servant, because if a devotee says something, then Krishna must make it come true. He must. So here in this verse, there's 2 devotees who gave their word, and then Krishna made their word come true. You know one of them? Which one?
Is it Yudhishthir? No.
Not Yudhishthira.
Well, Krishna tells Arjuna, "You boldly."
Oh yeah, right. It's Arjuna. Yeah, that's true. My devotee shall never be vanquished.
He tells him to declare it because I may not
Right.
keep my word, but I have to keep yours.
Yeah, you have to keep yours. Now, what in the case? So that is very true, and Prabhupada does quote that as also part of this answer. But there are 2 more devotees in Nishinga Leela who said something, and Nishinga kept their word true. The first one, he says, in killing Hiranyakashipu, Nishingadev kept the words true of one devotee. Brahma. It's Brahma. Yeah, he kept Brahma's. What did Brahma say? You can't. Well, of course, Hiranyakashipu forced him. They cannot kill me day or night. Twilight. Not inside, outside, in the doorway. Not on land, not in the air, not in the sea, on the lap. Not by any weapon, nails. Not by a human being or an animal or a demigod. So, half lion, half man. Who would have thought? You can't think how Krishna thinks. How he can just defeat you. He's way beyond our thinking. And so he kept Lord Brahma's words true in killing Hiranyakashipu. Now the second one is in saving Prahlada and protecting Prahlada. He kept another devotee's words true. Yeah?
Is it Prahlada Maharaj? Because Hiranyakashipu was like, okay, so is
Well, that's true,
the
actually.
Lord in the pillar? And Prahlada Maharaj is like, yes, he's in the pillar, and then he comes
Very
out.
good, yeah. I never even thought of that one, but that's really true. But there is another devotee also. You might know that you have to go back in the history of Bhishma. That's another example how Krishna kept a devotee's words true. But now we're in the Shingalila. So in saving Prahlada. Okay, you're getting closer. It's Narada. Narada promised Kayadu that Prahlada will be protected. Narada promised. And she was, the demigods caught her. They wanted to kill the baby as soon as it's born. She was just petrified. What's she going to do with a bunch of men around her? So then Narada came and stopped them and said, no, you can't kill this baby. First of all, he's a great devotee, and you can't kill him. So then demigods circumambulated her because of Prahlada. But she was still really scared, and so she asked Prahlad, please don't let my baby be born until my husband comes back. So it was quite a long time. And she stayed at Narada's ashram. Narada protected her at his ashram. And he spoke spiritual knowledge, which Prahlad heard in the womb. She also heard it, but mother, if your child is going to be killed, you can't think of anything else. She couldn't hear the philosophy at that point because she was too much in anxiety for her baby. But Prahlad heard it in the womb. So yes, in saving Prahlad, he kept the words of Narada true. So Prabhupada, in his lecture on this verse, says some interesting things. If a devotee says something, even if it is wrong, Krishna must uphold it. So I can give you an example of Prabhupada doing that. In the second Rath Yatra in America, in San Francisco, Prabhupada was so pleased. They took the cart down to the ocean, and there was a lot of hippies helping with the cart, and devotees also. And these hippies were all on drugs, kind of half-drugged and out of their minds, but still, they helped. So Prabhupada, he looked at all the devotees, he looked at the hippies and the devotees, he said, whoever helped in this Rath Yatra will go back to Godhead in this life. And devotees are looking at those hippies and thinking, really? So Krishna has to fulfill that now. So watch out. Yeah, if you're one of those hippies, that's good for you. And there's example also when I was living in India. There was in Juhu, Bombay. We had a very austere time. I don't know if I told you, but yeah, we came to Juhu, and we had such a culture shock being in India because there was no place for devotees to live. And we were living on the land. The men were in a hut. The ladies were on a roof of a building, and it was the middle of summer. So then, my first day, breakfast prasadam, I was sitting in the hut, and I was seeing these huge rats run across the rafters, not very far above me. And I was saying, Krishna, please don't let him fall on my plate. He fell in someone else's plate. I shouldn't have been happy, I know, but I was happy. This is my first day in India, right? And then we had this water pot, a clay pot with a lid. You take off the lid, all these things would fly out, and that was our drinking water. So we all got sick, of course, within a few days. But anyway, very austere condition, no place to live. So one of our life members, Mr. Seti, he built rooms for all of us on the back of the land, on top of the tenants' flats. Because you couldn't kick anybody out in India. The law is, if you kick somebody out of the flat, you have to pay them the complete cost of the flat. And so they did buy out everyone, so many crores of rupees, like maybe 4 million rupees for one person, just to move out from their apartment. So he was building us rooms where we could live. So one day he came to Srila Prabhupada, and he was covered with cement, covered with dust. And Srila Prabhupada said to him, just as you are building rooms for my disciples, Krishna is building you rooms in Goloka Vrindavan. So that man was very fortunate. He said, but Prabhupada, I'm so sinful. How can I go? Prabhupada said, that I will see. He left his body. We know he's got a room in the spiritual world. So yeah, and that man was very, very special. Some very bad thieves came. They were hired to kill the devotees. But this man stayed at night. There was one night they threatened the devotees. And he stayed there and they gave the threat, 150 of us are going to come tonight. He stayed at the doorway with his shotgun. He said, I have 150 bullets, you can come. So he protected. That was when they did destroy the temple, which was just basically another hut. But it was on the weekend, so he was in construction. So they had to rebuild the temple before Monday, 24 hours, and he was protecting the builders. because by Monday, if they went to the court before that, they could stop the building. But on Monday, everything was finished, and they went to the court, and the judge says, "What's done is done," so the temple can stay. So this man was very special, and so Prabhupada made sure he went back to Godhead. So now we do have a few verses left here. It's all about creation. It's basically a summary from 30 to 36. And 30 is how Krishna is here before, during, and after. He's the one who is always here. And then 31, it describes that Krishna is like a seed. Here, I think we have some people, you do gardening. So if you plant a seed, and when the plant comes out, you don't see the seed anymore. You just see the plant. So Krishna is the seed of this universe. So now we don't see the seed. We just see what came out from planting the seed. He planted the seed of this universe, and all these things have come out. We have come out, the trees have come out, and we don't see the seed. We don't see where everything came from. And so Krishna is compared to a seed, also just like if you have some cloth, and it comes from cotton. You don't see the ball of cotton, you don't see the thread, you just see the cloth. So you don't see what caused it. So we don't see what caused all of this universe. The seed is Krishna. And he's giving the seed also. He's giving the seed. So then 32 talks about Yoga Nidra. Yoga Nidra, that is Vishnu, and he's lying on this snake, Anantadev. So Yoga Nidra, the yogis, they're advised to keep their eyes half closed, because if you open your eyes, you might see tigers and things and snakes coming to get you. So half close your eyes so you don't get scared. And another reason you half close your eyes is so you don't fall asleep. You don't fall asleep. Now, before I came to Krishna Conscious, I was in one yoga class. It was not exactly yoga, it was transcendental meditation. So I was in this class, everyone was chanting their mantra, and half of them were snoring and sleeping, and I thought, I wonder if that's the goal. Am I supposed to help me sleep or what? No, that's not yoga practice. And that's why your eyes are supposed to be half open when you meditate. Another reason. And now another thing the Prabhupada said about this Yoga Nidra and Vishnu, he's lying on the snake, Ananta, and he said just like when we go to the beach, we like to lie on the floaty. So he's got a floaty, and that's where we got the idea to lie on a floaty. It's from Vishnu. He has Anantashesh as a floaty, and that's where, because all our ideas, it's coming from the spiritual, it's coming from Krishna. He does it first, and then we do it. And so next time you're on a floaty, just remember where that idea came from. Came from Vishnu. All right. And Garbhodakshai Vishnu, he creates. And then there's Visarga Brahma, he's born in darkness, and he does tapasya, he does austerities, so he can get the inspiration and knowledge how to create. And so he was born in the dark. He didn't have an idea of anything, but he felt the lotus. He said, okay, must go somewhere. Went down to check it out, and he saw, I'm going to die if I go any further. But he heard the word tapa, and he came back up and did tapa. He got initiated, of course, by Krishna, playing on his flute, Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. So we also got an initiation of Krishna playing on his flute, Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. We got our initiation. So we have to do that tapasya of chanting the holy name. And it's not tapasya, it's fun. It's nice. And so the last thing is Brahma did get some darshan. He got to see Krishna, but not like our beautiful Radhe Shyam. What's their name? I forgot. Radha Govardhana Tardi. That's a really long name. Govardhana Tardi. Like some people who are getting initiated these days, got about 3-4 names. I can't remember. Govardhana Dhari. Beautiful name. And there is a Govardhan hill around here somewhere? Oh, great. Oh, yeah. Yes. Giviraj, and he's lifting the hill. Very good. Wow, there we have the hill. He's probably heavy too. Yeah, I see that. He's lifting Govardhan hill. He's also Govardhan Dhari. All right, great. So I'm going to stop here. So we did up to verse 36. We'll finish tomorrow, and we'll hear more about the incarnations and mercy and the attitude and the mentality of a preacher, the compassion of a preacher, and we'll have some real-life examples of that compassion. So I'm going to stop here now. If you have any questions or comments, you can ask at this point.
When you talk about the causeless mercy in the beginning,
God's mercy.
so the mercy really comes causelessly without although we are not qualified.
Right.
So does it come like by chance, like randomly, or I'm still believing that there should be some qualification of a
Yes. That's a
recipient?
very good question. How do we get the mercy? And in the prayers of Queen Kunti, in the purport, Srila Prabhupada answers that. In her prayer, she says, your mercy is equally distributed. Everyone, it's equal, just like the sun. It goes everywhere, even in the house of the poor man, the rich man. So the mercy is equally distributed. But Prabhupada says in the purport, but some people are reluctant to accept the mercy. We're afraid, what if I get the mercy? What if, it means I have to leave my family, I have to do this and that. And it's not like that. It's according to how open you are to get the mercy. How eager you are to get the mercy. That's how much mercy you get. How open you are. So Prabhupada gives the example, if you go in the closet and close the door and close all the windows, you won't get the sun. So the same with us, if we just hide from the mercy, we won't get it. So you have to be eager to take the mercy, be open to receive the mercy. So the holy name is coming, that's the greatest mercy. We have to be open to receive the sound of the holy name, and that's Krishna coming. Like Prabhupada said, you must chant Hare Krishna and cry like a child crying for its mother. So, yes. And we should say, please accept me, Krishna, please accept me. And if you do that very attentively, one day Krishna will come while you're chanting to you, and Krishna will say, please accept me, please accept me. And he may be coming already, but our line is busy, or our door is closed, or we're on the cell phone or something. So yeah, we have to. Yeah, this is not a cell phone, but kind of. It's a recorder. So, His Holiness, which one? Satchidananda Swami says, the cell phone is a weapon of distraction. Just like we have weapons of destruction, we have weapons of distraction also. And that is the cell phone today. I see young people, teenagers, they're just plugged in, even 2-year-olds, 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds. You take it away. I was on an airplane. There was a kid, less than 2, on the mother's lap. She took the phone away and she just threw a huge fit in the airplane. She must have been 1.5 years old. I don't know, but this is the problem. So how open we are. We have to train ourselves to be open to chanting and hearing perfectly. At least one mantra of the holy name. One is enough to give us liberation. We can just chant one perfectly, and that will be good. Okay, any other? Oh, you have another? You're good for questions. Okay, another one?
You kind of address it already by addressing chanting or distraction by cell phone. But how can he develop that eagerness to get the mercy?
How can we develop eagerness? Well, you do need to endeavor a bit. Just like Yashoda, when she was trying to tie up Krishna, it was her endeavor plus Krishna's mercy. So we need to endeavor for the mercy, but we also need to look for the mercy in our day. How is Krishna's mercy coming to me today? I think it can be anywhere. Like we were out driving for I think an hour at least before we could find a place to swim today. So that was Krishna's mercy for us. Today we were driving everywhere. And one beach was, Cabrita was closed, and finally a beach with flags. Oh. And so we saw Krishna's mercy in that way today, that he allowed us to have our recreation. Like Krishna says in Gita, you must regulate eating, sleeping, work, and recreation. Okay, so we do that, we try to do that. And but you can look when things happen in your life. If it is a good thing, of course, that's Krishna's mercy. He gave me some nice flowers today to make garlands with. He gave me, he helped me chant nicely, attentively today. That was Krishna's mercy. Or he gave me ideas how to do my service better. Or some problem comes. Oh yeah, okay, there's something. That's also Krishna's mercy. We have to see the hand of Krishna behind everything that happens. And that's Kunti, of course. She saw even difficult things as mercy. Why? Because at that time Krishna came to her and protected her. And sometimes devotees say, yeah, I see that when I was really in trouble and I really prayed, then Krishna came. But we should not imitate Kunti praying for trouble to come, because it will come. We don't have to worry about that. We're in the material world. Trouble will come, difficulties will come. Don't need to pray for it. But when it comes, how you respond is the most important thing. Got to see the hand of Krishna behind it. Got to see the hand of Krishna. Oh yeah, this is Krishna's mercy, yes. When Prabhupada was very sick, one time for 3 days, tossing and turning, high fever, dysentery. After 3 days, his servant asked him, does a pure devotee suffer? And Prabhupada's answer was, no, it was a lover's bite. So he felt the hand of Krishna biting him somehow. It might be difficult for us to understand that, this is Krishna. I guess one way to understand it is, at the time of death, the non-devotees are like a rat in the mouth of a cat. And they feel horror, they know they're going to be eaten alive, and they don't know what's going to happen. Of course they know what's going to happen, but after that, so they're terrified. But the devotee at time of death, he's like a kitten in the mouth of a mother cat. And so he feels protected, secure, safe. Yeah, it's Krishna. I might feel the teeth, a little pain here and there, but he's taking me back to God, back to home. Sometimes you see a mother cat with kittens, they go in the wrong direction, and she picks them up in their teeth, and she takes them, puts them back where they belong. And so that may happen during our life also, that we get picked up and we feel the teeth. But Krishna's putting us in the right direction where we're supposed to go. So we should say, thank you, Krishna, thank you, that was really good of you. In your life, something may happen, and then you look back and say, wow, it was good that happened. At the time, you can't appreciate it. You think, oh my, why is this happening? But then, after a while, you look back, and I have one friend from Croatia. So she took some Ayurvedic medicine, which was actually poisonous, a lot of lead. She got lead poisoning. She got blood poisoning, and she was in the hospital for 3 months, and she was thinking, oh my God, why is this in Vrindavan, Krishna, why is this happening? So after the 3 months finished, she went and she had an astrologer read her chart, and the astrologer said, you know, if you had not been in the hospital, you have been in a terrible accident and been paralyzed for life. I said, oh, okay. So she found out why it was good. Krishna knew better. Krishna knew what was good. He just put her, well, you're not going to get in trouble in the hospital. You just stay there. Don't go out. And so, yeah, that's Krishna knows what's good for us. And yeah, we can say thank you, Krishna, for helping me. And if we're in, there is a prayer. Let me see, what is that prayer? Oh, yeah. Nothing is wrong. Krishna is in perfect control. My Lord, what do you want me to learn in this situation? You can say that. Nothing's wrong. Or you think everything's wrong. No, nothing's wrong. First thing. Nothing is wrong. Okay, any other questions? We have 2 more minutes or 3. Okay. All right, Jai. Glories to Prabhupada. Hare Krishna. So you can hand back your papers, and we'll give them back out tomorrow. And tomorrow you can keep them, because we need them for 1 more day.